Sure, I can shut a door, Ben. Right, here we go. We are live. We're live in the Chesterfield Football Club Community Trust Health Project Facebook group. So we'll give it literally 1 minute, Carl. We'll give it 1 minute just to load, just to let everyone know that we're live in there.
Sound, mate.
All good. Right. There we go. We're loaded in there. People should have gotten a notification by now. So anyway, guys, we wanted to start something every single week. We come up with a concept, hashtag Transformational Tuesday, because we wanted to share a lot of success stories back into this group. So over the coming weeks now, over the coming months, you're going to see a series of these Transformational Tuesdays from here within the community group, and obviously other people outside of the Chesterfield community group as well too, sharing and documenting their whole life nutrition journey. Today, obviously, we've got Carl here with us. Carl's going to introduce himself shortly. Carl's a big part of your community, and obviously Carl's going to be taking some interviews over the next couple of weeks. So we thought it'd be a great little launch platform for us to get started with yourself, Carl. So Carl, just briefly for the guys, everyone watching this back in the group, everyone watching it back on the live as well too, introduce yourself before Chesterfield Football Club and your role within Chesterfield Football Club today, mate.
Sound, mate. Obviously, I'm Carl Cappellano. I've actually been involved with a football club now for 2 years. I've been in Chesterfield 3 years. Before that, I lived back in Milton Keynes, and I've always basically worked in gardening and security with a lot of community coaching and stuff like that with the rugby club and football clubs. Yeah, and then I had a gardening business in Chesterfield up to just over a year ago, and me and Kelly decided enough was enough of that. It was getting me tired and aches and pains. I didn't really have the passion for it anymore. My kids are actually going to the Saturday soccer school, the trust do, and I got talking to one of the coaches there, and then I've ended up working for the coach part-time as a community coach and then helping out in the academy as well.
Amazing, what a story, just from a brief conversation on the touchline, right? I didn't even know that myself. Fantastic. Amazing. So Carl, obviously we're here to talk to you about your journey within Herbalife Nutrition today. So just share with the guys openly, honestly, with transparency, how you found Herbalife Nutrition first and foremost, and those first thoughts when you first maybe saw the words Herbalife Nutrition or realised it was like shakes and pills and potions. How did that fit within your psychology, mate?
When I actually first got introduced to it for a personal trainer back in Milton Keynes when I was playing rugby, and because it was the personal trainer, I kind of trusted him. I won't lie, I said to Kelly, look, I like my food, so I'm not sure I'm going to cope with shakes and stuff. But if anything, when I was on the plan then and even now, I'm actually taking on more food throughout the day and more nutrients throughout the day than what I normally would. My lifestyle, being a gardener and security and everything, it's always long hours. You're trying to work, especially in gardening, until the sun's up and sun's down to get your money in. So my kind of lifestyle was always dropping off at burger vans and everything else, where now I just take my bag with me and I've got my bars and the shakes for the day. So I actually used it for a good 2 or 3 months back in Milton Keynes, and I actually got good results then. I shifted some timber, got my fitness up, felt really good about myself, but then picked up a shoulder injury, and it was nerve damage in my shoulder. And basically I couldn't even get anywhere near what I wanted to play all the time. I had to play every other week and all this rubbish, and I just got disheartened with it. I was always one, if I didn't train, to carry a bit of timber. So basically, as soon as I got disheartened, stuck to the takeaways and beers and everything else, piled the weight back on. And then obviously I moved up to Chesterfield. I played a little bit of rugby up here, but I was playing manager here, so I could get around the fact that I was only really covering for people. And that happened up to a little while ago. And then it was actually when I started working at the trust, I was going into schools, getting kids active and everything else, which I absolutely love doing. And then especially I got involved in the academy teaching, or chatting to these young men saying, look, you got to be disciplined. You know, it's all about mindset and everything else. And the more I was talking to them, the more I thought, this ain't right. I need to sort myself out. And it was actually a picture on me 39th birthday. I went for a meal with Kelly with friends, and she shared a picture of us all in the restaurant. The waitress at the restaurant took it, so it was kind of side on. Kelly looked lovely, my friends looked great, and I looked at myself and I thought, that is awful. And I asked Kelly to take it off Facebook. So a mixture of all that combined made me look at Herbalife again. I was in the gym anyway for PT. I was getting decent results with the PT, but I was struggling for a little bit of energy. I wanted a bit more progress in how often I could train and stuff like that. And obviously Curtis at the club, Curtis Weston, was using Herbalife, and I've known Curtis a while through social media and stuff. So again, I reached out with him and just had another conversation. I actually had a chat with him and then left it another 4 weeks, like trying to get my head around it again. Do I want to get back involved? Blah, blah, blah. And then the rest is history. Here I am.
Amazing, mate. And it's a great story, you know, and it's interesting to almost hear your little transition zones there. You spoke, obviously, when you first got started. I suppose it'd be fair to say you got started really to probably improve your sports performance, because obviously it was rugby and everything like that then. So you had that kind of emotional connection that you was going to use the products to improve yourself on the pitch, fair to say. And then obviously you got the shoulder injury, and then you kind of lost that purpose, right?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it weren't really for general health back then at all. It was all about sport. I was getting older. I was one of the older heads in the team. I couldn't play the way I wanted to play, so I thought any sort of advantage I could gain would be great. And then I got injured and then almost give up on myself physically, if that makes sense.
Amazing, mate. And then obviously just listening to you about your photo on Facebook and stuff, and just hearing and listening to your story there as well, Carl, probably fair to say that it's probably been more about, I don't want to say other people, but it's probably been more about being a better example than just having the journey yourself. So you spoke about, you found yourself speaking to other people about health, wellness and nutrition, and you felt like you wasn't the best example of yourself. So I suppose that's probably pushed, by being in your role today, that's pushed more accountability on yourself to actually inspire other people to get started on their journey, right? Definitely.
And even I've got 5 kids, 4 boys. And again, I was telling them the importance of getting outside, getting active. They've tried, to be fair, they've tried everything. A couple of them's had to go at rugby, martial arts, football. And here I am. And again, I'd be sitting there telling them, you know, you got to stick with this, keep healthy, drinking pints of Pepsi Max at a time and everything else. And so I'm telling them one thing and doing the other. We're actually getting back onto Herbalife and just training in general. In the first lockdown, it was a bit different because the sun was up. But as a family, we was out in the garden training every day, doing our own little trainings. You've probably seen pictures in the group when we do our Zoom trainings, we jump on as a family and stuff like that. So for example, I've actually got the kids. I mean, my kids, to be fair, have always been healthier. But if it's my kids or someone else's that I'm coaching, it's only right that if I'm asking them to do something, I do it as well. And that's the sort of guy I am. I wouldn't ask them to do something if I don't expect it of myself. So it just felt so wrong talking about discipline and everything else and not doing any of it myself. It just felt wrong.
Amazing, mate. And you're right. You know, it's like being a father myself as well too. You're under 24-hour spotlight. You're the 24-hour example, right? And yep. Especially now you're locked down, you're confined in the walls of each other, and they are watching everything that you do, right?
Yeah.
Amazing, mate. So it's a top job. So obviously it's great to obviously listen to that journey. So just share with the guys, obviously, since you get started like a year ago, was it a year ago you said you got started on your journey? What's been your transition, like body transformation wise, health wise, and what it's doing for you today, mate?
Yeah, I started, it would be in March, it would be a year that I joined and got involved again. So the first thing I noticed in myself was energy. I had so much energy just putting that nutrition into my body and my eating pattern. I remember saying to Kelly 2 or 3 days in, I tell you what, girl, I'm eating more now than what I did before. How comes I was fat then and I seem to be feeling better now? And it's all about the knowledge behind what you're putting in your body and when, why you're doing it and stuff like that. All the support you get, like Kurt's little messages, like, look, mate, if you try this at this time and stuff like that. And that just opened my eyes a bit. And then I started on the process. So the energy went high. My sleep pattern, I've never been a good sleeper anyway, in terms of I'm always busy up here. I like to be busy and working. So I need 4 or 5 hours quality sleep and I'm fine. But I started missing out on that the more out of condition I got, if you like. And then I had no energy at all in the day. So the energy levels and sleep pattern was the first couple of things. I then actually lost a good few pounds. I can't remember the exact figure. I think it's around 6 or 7 pounds quite quickly. Because as soon as I joined, I got on the first challenge as well. And I actually finished in the top 3 on that. I think I finished 3rd on that or just missed out on the top 3 or quite close to it. So I lost a little bit of timber. Energy levels are up. Sleep pattern was up. But then actually, the more I stuck to the plan and understood what I was doing on the plan with the help of Curtis, the more I started shifting a bit of body weight. So in total, from last March to present, I'm down 4 stone. And that includes the little, binge at Christmas and stuff, which I'm absolutely delighted with that, because I said to Kelly, if I could have a nice steady weight loss, nothing too drastic, I don't want to scare myself almost, then I'd be delighted with that. I just want to feel better. But at the time, back then when I joined, if I went and played football with my mates on a Friday, I'd be dead till Sunday. I'm now in the gym, or at the moment at home, training 5-6 days a week. Even after training, instead of just sitting around moaning I'm knackered, I'm out walking with the kids and everything else and taking the dog out again. So I've lost 4 stone in weight. It's 2 shirt sizes gone. I've bounced between an extra large and double XL now, but I've still got T-shirts upstairs and I put them on, they're like duvets. It's shocking. And I've lost 2 jean sizes, which is good. And even yesterday, I was running up the stairs and Kelly actually said to me, have you got a bit of dirt on the back of your leg? And it turned out to be a bit of definition in the back of my leg. So I was quite chuffed with that. I said to the kids, like, the Rock's been asking me for these legs, how to get them and stuff. So it's been good. I'm starting to see a bit of definition in myself and stuff. If I'm honest, I think in my head, I want to lose a bit more weight in terms, well, not so much weight. If I could lose another stone, I'll be happy. But then if I can stay the weight I am and get the body shape I want, then I'm delighted, because my energy levels are up. I'm moving around the football pitch quite comfortably again when I play. And like I say, I'm so active at the minute. If I could just add the little bits I want on my body shape and trim a bit more timber off, if it means I keep the same weight to get that, then I'm delighted. I'm well happy.
Amazing, mate. Top job, and congratulations, Carl. Great story. So how has that sort of impacted your role within the community? Now you're standing up on stages, talking to other people, obviously, about the health and wellness stuff and everything like that as well. How has that made you feel in that aspect as a father and obviously as a husband as well too?
Yeah, it's brilliant. A quick example, just before I got on plan, or actually one of the deciding factors to get on plan with Curtis, or talk to Curtis again anyway a month later, was me and the kids. I'm a big kid myself, so I love Transformers and Nerf guns and everything else. And we got a 3-story house, is what we live in, an old Victorian house, townhouse, and we're playing Nerf Wars. And my little one ran all the way to the top floor and I chased him. And I won't lie to you, I had to lay down for about 20 minutes. I was broken by the time I got to the top of the stairs. And it just weren't fun for all of us. I'm like, oh, that's daddy done now. You guys go and crack on. And it was just embarrassing, because all my life I've always played sport. I've always carried a bit of timber playing sport. I've always been a big lad, but never to the point where I couldn't even run upstairs. That was just shocking. Where now we can play fight for hours. In the end, Kelly has to go, enough. I've had enough. Like, just calm down, all of you. Because we're rolling around all over the place. We play football constantly. We're out walking constantly. And all the things I believe I should be doing as a dad, I'm now doing with ease. In terms of how I feel in the community, if Curtis would have asked me, or yourself would have asked me when I first started to do a chat like this, I probably wouldn't have been comfortable, because I don't like how I look on camera. And it's not so much for everyone else, it's just how I look, what I see in myself when I look. So my own confidence has gone up, which has kind of helped me serve people in the community. I've got my friend Rebecca shared in the group earlier. When I first started, actually, one of the first things I said to Curtis is, how am I meant to go and help people get fit? Look at the state of me, mate. Let's just be honest. Look at the state of me. And he said, Carl, look, just have a look at yourself, focus on you, and it will come. And there's no truer word said, because now I've got the confidence to say to someone, look, this is what I went through. This is what I've done. I understand where you maybe got the cravings for your takeaway again. I get that. So let's adjust this. And because I'm talking from experience, I think it helps them as well as me. And then as I'm talking to them people, like Rebecca's results today, that kind of give me a bigger buzz than my own results in a way, because I've helped with that journey, if you see what I mean. And then it helps me kind of pick my own confidence up to go and get my own goal again. So it's like one big circle, but in a positive, like a positive yin and yang sort of circle. It's really good. Like I say, I'm buzzing from it. It's helped me loads.
Fantastic, mate. And thanks for sharing with such transparency and honesty there, Cole. Appreciate that. Amazing. And so obviously, I suppose in wrapping up the Transformation Tuesday for today, kind of for anyone watching this or watching it back, how did you get started? What sort of products did you initially start with? And what products are you using now? And kind of give us a little structure of how your day kind of looks like on average, really.
Cool. So just before I go on to the plan, there's something else as well, which shows how bad my habits were. It's a good indication. During my Herbalife journey, so about 3 or 4 months in, I did bloat out again. and we couldn't work out why. And it turned out I was gluten intolerant. And a lot of people I spoke to said to me, "Why are you gluten intolerant? How did you not know?" And quite clearly, I'm sticking so much in my body I shouldn't be putting in. I've not even noticed it was I'm reacting to the food. I just thought I'm bloated or whatever. So the first thing I've done is I really looked at the Herbalife tea. So when we first got involved, my plan was I think it's the basic weight loss plan. So it was shake in the morning with me PDM and my oat apple fiber. And then I had my tea and aloe in the morning as well. And then obviously shake in the afternoon. And then I had a healthy snack kind of lunch and evening time before dinner, predominantly around fruit or something like that. And then I've added the Herbalife protein bars to that. So that's what I started on and stuck to for about, I'd say 2 months. And then the more I started training and working out, I then looked at the recovery stuff. So I then added Herbalife 24 Endurance to it, the endurance shake. Where now I'm on the Rebuild Strength and Rebuild Endurance. I take the Night Works. I'm on the Collagen Booster, the Immune Booster, the Men's Multivitamins. I added them in quite quickly, actually. I think I was about 5-6 weeks in when I added them. And the healthier I've got, the kind of more nutrition I felt like my body wanted, if that makes sense. And then I realised kind of the little lift that the vitamins give you in the morning compared to if I just went and bought some from elsewhere. And so now I'd say I'm pretty much, or between the whole house, we're on the skincare range and everything. When I bick my head and everything, I'm always using the creams. It's me lad has been using all the skincare range. He's 14 and he'll snack on bars and stuff if he's feeling weak at school. So yeah, now my plan is first thing in the morning I wake up, it's me vitamins, me immune booster, and I have a little lift off tablet in my tea as well. Just give me that little kick. So I'm up at like 4 or 5 every day. And then about 8-9 o'clock, I'll have my first breakfast shake. Then in between, say 10:30 and 11:30, I'll grab a Herbalife bar, shake again with my PDM and oat apple fiber in at lunch, and then a bar again in the evening. Obviously, when I've had my workout, I'll also add my recovery stuff to that. In the evening, I love my Night Works and my hot PDM. That's absolutely brilliant because I was a nightmare for like hot chocolate and snacks in the evening. So the PDM drink and my Night Works just kind of takes them urges away as well, which we still get now, even a year in. And just before bed, I have my Restore tablet as I go to sleep. So yeah, it's a good solid plan now. But when I first started, I kept it really basic just to make sure I was happy.
Perfect. And how was your meals changed, Carl? So like your dinners and any meals that you're having, obviously I'm guessing before there's a lot of like carbs and rices and pastas and potatoes. How have you kind of transformed that side of things as well in your whole foods, mate?
Massively. To the point, unless we make a pizza fresh, I don't like pizza anymore. And I was like a Ninja Turtle. That's all I ever ate at one point. Do you know what I mean? It was shocking. It was bad.
We're going to use that
one. It was like, no, let's just grab a takeaway or something like that. Kelly now makes chili con carne with cauliflower rice. There was no way a year ago I was eating cauliflower rice. We'd have been on the verge of divorce if she would have offered me that. It was just shocking. So there was my diet's changed loads, and it's what I found is actually the more kind of healthier my diet become, the more I could taste, say, the salt in chocolate and things like that. So the things I turn to, even Lucasade or something, I'd drink it before and think, I'll give myself an energy kick and crash after an hour. Where now, if I was to have a bit, it wouldn't. It just don't taste right anymore, if that makes sense. My taste buds have changed completely, and I actually find myself craving fruit over chocolate or in the evening. So Kelly, to be fair, is the chef of the house. She prepares the dinners. But again, when we first started, I'd have to say to Kelly, look, just stick a dinner in front of me, and if I moan, ignore me. Simple as that. That's how bad I was for the bad food, if I'm honest with you. Where now we'll sit down and we've got our little plan in the kitchen. There's so many of us what we're going to have every day. And I'll say to Kelly, I want to make sure I've got a good, healthy, chicken salad. I want this. And Kelly goes, we got the cookbook, so we're getting lots of recipes from there. And then if we are making desserts and treats for ourselves for after dinner, it's based around the plan and products as well. So like it could be like an eclair or something made with a chocolate shake and stuff like that. So I kind of, obviously it's still a treat, but I just feel a bit better about myself eating it. But the processed foods now, I literally can't stand them. I don't like them at all.
Amazing. And it's one of those journeys, obviously, like you said, if someone would have said exactly what you just said to you a year ago. You'd be like, that's definitely never going to happen to me in my life. And we've all been there, right? But obviously, as you've kind of set up that part of the call, is that, you know, it's the small prices that you pay along the way. Most people don't go from here to here. You give up those little luxuries, and you kind of like, oh, if I give up that and I feel a bit better, then I might step to that stage. I might step to that stage, and then obviously over that process, that's how you change your lifestyle, rather than going from there to there with anything extreme. And it just turns out you're building yourself much healthier in the future as well too, Cole. So that's us done, mate. Unless you've got anything that you want to wrap up the call with, there. Appreciate you sharing. It's been great chatting. Over to you, mate.
All I'd say is it's based on the kind of diet we just spoke about at the end. It's my body told me when I liked and didn't like something, so I didn't have to overthink it. As long as I stuck to the plan at the start, and I made sure when I did snack and it wasn't Herbalife, it was the right snack, which again, I lent on Kelly a lot for that, or I'd message Curtis and say, listen, pal, is this all right to eat? Something like that. The body starts telling you when it don't want something anymore, if that makes sense. So just go on your journey, enjoy your plan, enjoy your exercise and being active again. And then, it sounds really corny when I say this, but your body will start talking to you when it's ready to say, right, no more pizza now, big man. Like, move away from that. And it does do that for you, if that makes sense.
100%. And you've got this new awareness, self-awareness, I suppose, of what's healthy, what's not, when you feel full, and all the rest of it, because obviously you kind of know what signals to look out for. And as we always sharing in Herbalife, Cole, that the products aren't the miracle formula. The body's the miracle formula, but when you put the right stuff into it, amazing things start to happen, right?
100%, mate. 100%.
Top job, mate. But listen, it's been good chatting. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll catch you all soon. We'll be back live again this time next week. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Cole. Appreciate you sharing. Top up.